Hey guys, it's Melissa from Generation Studio and Shop. This may be the second time that you're seeing me today. I did an earlier live about something else, but I did mention that we were going to be doing a live on this piece of furniture that I'm standing beside. It's a 4-drawer antique dresser. And I've done some things to it before even coming on here because I just wanted to do some testing on it before I knew which way I was going to be going with this piece. I know you're a little up high, so I'm not sure if you can see. I can lower you down. Okay, so there's the piece that we're doing, and like I said, I did show you that piece earlier today in my live video just to go over what we were doing today. I didn't get as far as I wanted to. I had a helper here which had to run out and should be back soon. So I started prepping this piece because we are going to be painting it with the Real Milk Paint Company's milk paint on the lower half, and I'm going to be restaining the top. Now, something that you may have seen me do before, I've done a couple videos on it before, is the denatured alcohol and steel wool. So I wanted to see exactly how much varnish and stuff was on this old piece and just do a little experimentation on the top here. So I did the denatured alcohol and steel wool. I started out with the 4-0, the quadruple 0 steel wool, and it didn't seem like it was taking enough of the varnish off. I needed a little bit more grit to it. So I went back and grabbed, I think it was just a 1. Steel wool in the number 1, and that seemed to do much better. It didn't seem to me like there was a whole lot of varnish on here, and it surprises you sometimes. You know, sometimes you're thinking, oh, this will just come off like a piece of cake. Well, I was scrubbing and scrubbing with it, but I am still going to go with the denatured alcohol and the steel wool, and I'll show you why. I'll pull you down if I can. But I did this end in the denatured alcohol and steel wool, and really, I'm sorry you guys, I cut off my head because I lowered the piece for you, or lowered the camera for you. But what you do is you take your denatured alcohol, it just looks like this, okay, and we get it by the gallon because we go through it quite a bit, and I pour some in a container. So this is what it looks like now. It's very dirty because I've been using it. But my steel wool is right in there in the denatured alcohol, and I just want to make sure that I grab the right one. And you just go with the grain and you go back and forth like this. Now around the corners you might have to, you know, finagle your way around there, but just keep going with the grain. With this being a piece of veneer on the top, you want to make sure that, you wonder why I'm not just sanding it. Well, with veneer, this piece I could tell by looking at it at the very edge, it is such a thin piece that I didn't want to go through the veneer, and that's why I try to save a lot of these pieces that way. So then you just wipe it off where you scrub the denatured alcohol, and then you take a dry rag and get that dampness off of there right away. Okay, still there? I'm sorry, I was getting a phone call. It never fails. Every time I try to go live, I get a telephone call, or the phone here was ringing and I couldn't answer it because nobody else was here, and then the phone just started ringing and somebody came in. So if I have to pop away, I really do apologize. It happens when you own a business. You do what you got to do, right? So anyway, I just showed you how I used denatured alcohol and steel wool to take off this side. Now what I did was I grabbed, like I said, it seemed like there was a little bit more varnish or shellac on this. That's why I had to go back and grab the number 1 steel wool versus the 000 or the quadruple 0 steel wool. That's a mouthful. But when I got the 1, it came off just like it does all the other pieces that I've tried it on before. And if you're not familiar, I can grab one of these and show you once it's dry what it looks like. This is a drawer from another set that I've done, but that's what it looks like. It comes off real clean, and then when you go to stain or hemp oil it, now I hemp oiled this drawer here. Again, this is from a different piece, but it's just to show you. Now that's the hemp oil door. Now look at that grain in there. That's not stained or anything. That's just hemp oil. So when I get to that piece, which I keep putting off because it's not for anyone except for myself. It's my grandmother's piece, so I work on it while I can, but since I've been pretty busy, that keeps going to the wayside. So anyway, because I was struggling a little bit with getting this off, I thought I would also grab the citrus strip and see what that did for me. I use the citrus strip because I can't stand a lot of really big smells or anything. And so I did the citrus strip just on this other little end. I did maybe that wide of a piece. It's been sitting on there for about 30 minutes, a little bit more, and I went to scrape it off, and I can already tell that I'm going to need to do another layer of the citrus strip. This stuff is just not coming off with the citrus strip, believe it or not. I can pull you down there and show you possibly. Can you guys see that? It's gunky, which it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be gunky like that, but even when I got a lot off of it, believe it or not. All this gunk right there is from the citrus strip, and that's what it's supposed to do. That's the game plan. You're supposed to be able to get all that gunk off of there. But the thing is, I can tell there's still a lot more gunk on there, and in order for me to do that, to use the citrus strip, I would want to take this out into the garage where I have more better airflow and just more air, period. And it's awful hot out there today. The citrus strip isn't doing what I really wanted to do. So I didn't pull you guys into the other side to see the denatured alcohol side. So let me do that just to show you the difference. Bear with me here. I lost my cameraman. So on this side is where I did the denatured alcohol, and you can see it's just a cleaner look versus where I did the citrus strip, and you can still see that it's gunky and yucky. So instead of doing a couple layers of citrus strip and stuff, I'm just going to deal with the denatured alcohol, and I got a much larger piece area done versus the citrus strip. I love citrus strip for some things. I love it for paint. I even love it for this sometimes, but even though I had to work a little bit harder on this side, I'm going to go ahead and keep using the denatured alcohol. And all you do, like I said, you use it straight up. You use your steel wool and then just scrub and take your cloth and wipe it away. That's what these cloths are for. So it's been doing its job. It's gross. But I'll be honest with you, doing with the denatured alcohol is easier for me. It might not be for you, but it is for me. So I'm going to continue with the denatured alcohol on the top of here, and then I'm going to scrub the bottom, and what I'm going to use is this Crud Cutter pre-paint cleaner and scrub from right underneath the lip here of the top and go the whole way down. I'm going to take the drawers out and take the hardware off and all that. Because I want to get this done today so that it's dry enough to paint tomorrow. Okay, so that's where we're at with this four-drawer dresser. I'm having a hard time. My tongue is getting all tied up today. But yeah, that's where we're at, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm actually going to try to schedule the painting of this tomorrow. If I can, based on what I get done in the back, okay? All right, you guys, have a great day. Try to stay cool out there if you're in a very hot, humid area. Talk to you later. Bye.